your regular marketing humming along. You're posting pretty consistently, showing up enough that people aren't forgetting about you. And then something comes up. A promotion, a launch, an event, an open spot on your calendar that you would absolutely love to fill. So you swap out an Instagram post, mention it in your stories a couple times, and think, that should do it. But then nothing really happens. So you're scratching your head and wondering why it didn't take. And I've got a pretty good idea in terms of what you might be missing. And that is a marketing campaign. Hi, I'm Taylor, a small business marketing consultant and one of the founders of Enji, which is the only project management tool that brings planning and doing your marketing together. And today we're going to talk about marketing campaigns, what they are, when to run one, and why they're the move that you can make right now that you're probably not already. So let's start off by talking about what is a marketing campaign. And I like to define marketing campaigns as time-bound pushes to promote something very specific. And they live on top of or alongside of your regular marketing. It's not a replacement for consistent content. It is something that you're doing in addition to your regular marketing, but please don't let that scare you. And when it comes to real-world examples of what marketing campaigns are, think launches, sales, list building efforts, anytime that you want to put concentrated energy behind one thing for a defined period of time. That is a marketing campaign. So now, why would you run a marketing campaign? And there are two big reasons that you'd want to run a marketing campaign instead of just swapping out some of your regularly scheduled marketing content. The first reason that you'd want to run a marketing campaign is you want to test something. Think of a campaign as being like a small experiment. You have a hypothesis that if you do X, you'll get Y. And a campaign gives you a controlled way to do X, to try a new offer, a new message, or a new channel without it being mixed in with everything else. And the reason that it's different than just swapping out a few posts is your experiment starts on a specific date, it ends on another, and you have a very clear list of things that you did and a specific result that you were trying to get. And you can't really say that about all of your marketing that's happening all of the time. I mean, sure, you are trying to get results from your marketing, but it's in like this big pot of things that are helping you move toward that goal. A marketing campaign is its own little thing. Okay, the second reason that you'd want to run a marketing campaign, when you want to see if something in particular was worth it, i.e., you really want to be able to measure this one thing. And when you run a marketing campaign with intention, you can actually look back and say, was that thing worth it? Was my launch successful? Did I fill that empty spot on my calendar? Did I add a bunch of new people to my email list? But also, was it worth the time, the money, and the effort in the end? And should I do this campaign again if the opportunity presents itself? Those are the kinds of questions that you can answer when you've not commingled your marketing. Because without a campaign, you're kind of just guessing if this thing moved the needle. But when exactly should you run a marketing campaign? And my rule of thumb is anytime that you're putting extra effort, extra attention, or extra expectation on something, that deserves to be a marketing campaign. And this is something that a lot of folks in the Enji community were surprised to hear because they think of campaigns as being for these big things, but they absolutely can be for smaller things too. I mean, remember, the why behind running a marketing campaign is you either want to test something or you want to see if it was worth it. So if the answer is yes to one or both of these things, it doesn't matter how big or small it is. And for me, in my real life marketing, these are the kinds of things that I organize into marketing campaigns. Events. If I am physically showing up somewhere, if I am speaking at or sponsoring something, I want to know if it was worth it. Promotions, like our birthday promo here at Enji. I'm promoting something very specific for an even more specific period of time. So it's a campaign. Collaborations. When I'm partnering with someone, I want to know if it was worth it. online summits or bundles. Again, I definitely want to know if it was worth it. But before we move on to like how you can get your marketing campaigns organized, let's talk about the mistakes that I see pretty often. Because even when you decide to run a marketing campaign, there are a few things that can quietly tank it. Mistake number 1, not giving yourself enough time to prep. And this is a big one. Most people think that the work happens during the campaign, but it doesn't. The majority of the work happens before it ever starts. Writing the content, setting up the assets, mapping out your timeline. If you wait until the week of the campaign, you are going to scramble. Mistake number 2, only promoting it on one marketing channel. Now, if you're running a marketing campaign, it should show up almost everywhere that you already have a presence, as long as it makes sense. So your email list, your Instagram, your stories, maybe even your website, because your audience doesn't see everything that you post. So the more places that you show up with it, the better chances you have of it actually being seen. Mistake number 3, talking about things once and then just calling it a day. That is not a marketing campaign, and unless you have an audience of a bazillion people, you need to talk about whatever it is you are promoting many times. And mistake number 4, skipping the debrief. When the campaign is over, it's really tempting to just move on, but 5 or 10 minutes of reflection when it's done, what worked, what didn't, what would you do differently next time, that is what makes your next campaign even better. So don't skip it. Now, planning a campaign is where a lot of small business owners kind of hit a wall, because suddenly you're not just thinking about what to post, you're thinking about timelines and channels and messaging and follow-up and making sure that everything is working together, and it can feel like it gets complicated quickly. But that's exactly why we built marketing campaign templates inside of Enji. You can quickly map out your whole campaign in one place without having to start from a blank slate. So instead of keeping it all in your head or scattered across a bunch of notes apps, you can just pick one of Enji's 17 templates, set a start date, and let Enji give you a clear plan that you can actually execute. So let's recap. A marketing campaign is a focused, time-bound push that works with your regular marketing. You run one when you want to test something, or you want to measure results, or any time that you're putting real energy behind a very specific goal. And the difference between a campaign that works and one that doesn't is almost always the planning that went into it. So if you want to try running your next or maybe your first marketing campaign with a little bit more structure, come check out Enji. The link is in the video description, and you can start a free 14-day trial at enji.co. And if this video was helpful, subscribe to our channel, because there's a lot more super helpful videos to make sure that you're doing your own marketing really well.